Hadouken! Hadouken! Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Talk. I'm back here with my buddy C-Los.
How's it going, guys?
Today we're going to kind of do an update video on Street Fighter 6. I know we're a little late, but I figured might as well go ahead and cover it like we said we would in the last video.
Yes, which I'm really thank you guys for all of the views. On our very first video that we did together, which was a discussion of Street Fighter 6. So lots have changed. There was a new trailer with Street Fighter 6. So what are your thoughts about that, Billy?
Honestly, the graphics look amazing for one. Looks like even the special moves, they just that color palette that they've added kind of really adds a lot of like pop to it, you know. I don't see any life bars or anything, but I'm assuming that's just, you know, it's for the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like they added another mode in there though, because you're kind of walking around the city.
Yes.
Or running around the city.
It's like an RPG element. It seems.
Yeah, it seems.
There's no discussion yet about what's going on yet, but that's like the NBA 2K. If you guys play that,
yeah.
Like you start from the bottom and you work your way towards the
That's
top.
what it looks like it's doing with this game.
Yes.
Also, I thought it was kind of crazy, like I mentioned in the previous video, that they could always change the logo, and the final part where it shows the Street Fighter 6 looks a little different.
Yes.
Almost the same, but just a little different. So I'm like, okay, so they're still evolving the logo. I'm wondering if it's gonna change any more from here till game release.
So as you guys remember that our original Street Fighter 6 video, there was a lot of negativity towards the logo. And now, guess what? The reaction has changed. Those same people that wanted to be cool and wanted to talk negative about the logo or the graphics or the Street Fighter 6 trailer, they now change their tune now, guys.
I told you, the logo's not that big of a deal. It was always possibility for change. So now in this video, it looks like we've changed it a little bit.
Yes.
Just tweaked it a bit. It still looks cool.
Based on their showcase of Capcom showing their other games, I was truly excited with this new trailer of Street Fighter 6. I watched it several times, and I actually have a sheet of what's all about. I got this from Capcom.com, and what it states here is that there's different modes, okay guys? There's 3 different modes. There's going to be the Fighting Ground mode, the World Tour mode, and Battle Hub mode.
Okay.
So the Fighting Ground, what this states is that it's continuing the tradition of being a genre leader. The pinnacle of fighting games can be found in this mode with a highly evolved combat system. Experience the stunning innovation for yourself. All of the modes found in Street Fighter V can now be found in Fighting Ground. And then it also indicates the drive system moves, which is the drive impact, the drive parry, drive rush, drive reversal, and overdrive. So please check out the website, guys, on what that's about.
Kind of seen those in the video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but if we want to go in depth, for example, the drive parry. It says automatically repel an opponent attack and replenish drive when performed successfully. So you're actually trying to block the moves from your other player. Just like if you guys recall Diego versus Justin Wong with Street Fighter 3, Chun-Li versus Ken. And he was parrying all of her special attacks. And it was one of the best scenes in gaming that he was able to come back and beat Yen. So it was pretty cool. It also has a drive gauge. It indicates that the engines that powers the drive system is available as soon as the round begins, allowing you to fight to your liking. If you spend your entire drive gauge, you'll enter a burnout state with big disadvantages. But it also replenishes automatically, making meter management a key to the fight. Understanding the system in depth, including when to be conservative and when to gamble, allows for deep, high-level battles. So
They're really getting very intricate.
yeah. And so again, you guys got to check out the website and look for yourself. But now here's the fun part about being a new Street Fighter fan or no Street Fighter fan like myself. So Billy, there's 2 classic of controlling, which is the modern and the classic version. So the modern is basically you could do a Hadouken with the triangle button.
Oh, just one button.
Just one button, guys.
Oh wow, okay.
So does it consider cheating, or does it consider just not being too complicated? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, if you're fighting like say a real live tournament, you know, against another player, I think it's an advantage for the other person versus, you know, someone who wants to play the classic mode.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's more strategic when you actually have to pull off those moves versus a one button pull off. You know what I mean? I would hope in the tournaments they kind of, you know, divide those people from each other, because I just feel like it's a disadvantage for those who actually
repeatedly
Yeah, I mean, because you could just sit there and hit that button over and over.
Yes.
Instead of actually trying to do the move. And
Yes.
if you don't pull it off, that puts you at a disadvantage
Yeah.
because somebody can just come in and maybe hit you or whatever. I don't think they should put those together.
You're right. But I really like how they just implemented that modern classic.
I mean, it's good for like new players that maybe just want to pick up and play.
Yeah.
You know, of course. But for old school people like us who play the game,
Yep.
have to pull off those moves. I'd rather stick to classic.
And I feel like I'm accomplishing something when I do the classic mode of just putting these complicated moves and doing it on my own and perfect timing and beating my opponent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a great feeling for me. So when Street Fighter 6 comes out, guys, guess what mode I'm gonna be playing?
Classic mode.
I like the changes that Capcom is making with Street Fighter 6. They're also adding the World Tour, like we mentioned earlier. It's like an RPG element. And then the Battle Hub, that might be for online battling systems.
That's what I'm assuming, yeah.
I don't know much about it yet, but it states here that the Battle Hub is the ultimate place for players to seek out friendly rivalries. What can you do in this Battle Hub? Stay tuned for more news. So
They're like slowly just letting some news and some news just to keep your appetite wet for the game, right?
Yep.
That's what it seems like they're doing.
So all those new challengers, I'm still waiting for you guys to challenge me, alright? No, I'm kidding. But the World
But
Tour.
he's not.
But the World Tour, it states World Tour is an immersive single-player story mode. This is a completely new experience that defies genre labels. Carve out your own legend on the streets. Look for more news on World Tour in the near future.
It almost reminds me similarly of some Mortal Kombat started doing something like that. They had a mode where you can kind of run around and do things, open chests and different things like that. So it almost kind of reminds me of that. The Street Fighter one though looks a lot more evolved than what I've seen with the Mortal Kombat series on that side. That's pretty interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to be about.
Yeah, you're right. I'm interested as well. So the trailer that I was excited about, Luke is actually just punching a boxing bag. And all of a sudden, this surprising element of a new player going around, searching for the streets of just picking up opponents and maybe challenging them.
That's what it looked like he was doing, right?
Right, yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what that gameplay is going to be.
Yeah, and then the logo change.
A slight logo change.
Yeah.
Just a slight one.
And then the gameplay, with Chun-Li versus Ryu, or maybe Luke, and Jaime or Jamie, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know, but he's a great character. The new character.
So they showed a few characters in there. I'm assuming there's a lot more on the roster, right?
Yes, they are, which is something that the same day, guys, there was a leak. The very same day when the trailer came out.
Oh, really?
Capcom acknowledged it, and they were okay with it.
Oh, so those are the characters coming up.
For right now. Hopefully there's more. I think there'll be more. There's 22 characters right now.
22 is quite a bit to start off with.
Yes, Billy, it is. Well-known characters that we all know and love, which is Ryu, Ken, Zangief, Dawson, Honda, Blanca, Gayu, Chun-Li, Cammy, DJ, Rashid, Juri, Ed, Akuma, Luke, Marisa, Jaime, Mimi, Lily, JP, Kimberly, and AKY. This is it so far. What do you think about that, looking at that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like the way they've evolved the look of the characters. In the trailer they had Chun-Li and they had Ryu, so the way they kind of evolved
Yes.
their look, it was pretty cool.
Yes, I agree on that.
Looking at the artwork here, yeah, there's quite a bit of characters that we've seen previously.
Anyone that your favorite that you see there?
I've always been a fan of Ryu. I've also been a fan of Kyle.
I love Guile. He looks amazing on
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6.
I think it's kind of cool that they're bringing DJ back though. I haven't seen DJ in a long time.
I know I loved playing with him during the Street Fighter.
Has he been in any other recent Street Fighters?
Not for a very, very long time.
Because I told you, like I said, Street Fighter 5 didn't really appeal to me. I still own the game, but I know that they fixed it since when it first came out.
Yes.
But I haven't really gone back to it since. And I have a buddy that lives in Florida,
Yeah.
and he still plays. He's the one I told you that's real big on Zangief.
Yes, I remember that. So Billy, I just wanted to add one more thing with the controller. I know that we talked about the modern and the classic version that a player can choose. So Capcom, it states here that Street Fighter 6 offers a new control mode to play without the need to remember difficult command inputs, allowing players to enjoy the flow of battle. Players who are diving into the world of Street Fighter for the first time, or those who haven't touched a fighting game in years, can jump right into the fray. Of course, the traditional control type of the series is still available for players who enjoy it.
Yeah, so they're trying to be marketed for anybody.
So my final thoughts on the trailer, guys. It was wonderful to watch. I'm excited about the game being released next year. I hope that Capcom takes their time.
Yeah, hopefully. I'd rather have a paused game
Than Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, a partial game that still needs to have updates and everything.
Correct. As we finish discussing what our thoughts are on Street Fighter 6, I also want to bring some of my collection here, guys. As everybody knows, I'm a huge Street Fighter fan, and so Billy, these are the games throughout the years that I've played. Every single game, beating it on my own, by myself, versus the computer. With the games that you see here, which one did you like to play back then?
Yeah, the original Street Fighter was still one of my favorites. I didn't really play Turbo, but we did get Super Street Fighter 2.
Yes.
And that one was really great.
It was.
Street Fighter 4 was amazing. I really liked that one. Street Fighter 5 was where it kind of like threw me off. Another one is some of the cross titles like Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Those are two great games. I love the Dreamcast versions of those. They did re-release them on PS2, Xbox, but it's the Dreamcast versions that I really like.
Yeah, and that's what you guys see here, actually. Marvel vs. Capcom. I love, this was one of my favorite ones, X-Men vs. Street Fighter. There's actually arcade one of now. My love for Street Fighter was the beginning of not only playing the arcade version back in the 80s of the first Street Fighter game, Fighting Street. One of my favorite movies was Juice, that Tupac came out, and they were actually playing that arcade game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dad, thank you so much for my birthday gift, that you actually bought me this game when you know that year I was very depressed, and it was one of my worst years of my life, but this helped me with my depression during that time. So I really enjoyed playing this game, not only in the arcades when I was in high school, but also at home too.
Yeah, it was cool when it finally came to home consoles.
It was, because I mean, it looked like the arcade.
Yeah, it really did.
It did. I just wanted to share my thoughts about my love of Street Fighter, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this discussion, because there's so many games we can talk about.
Yeah, Street Fighter's kind of been around for a while.
Yes.
And it's also, you have all the different cross games, like the one for the Wii.
Yes.
That was a different one.
Oh yeah, man. Oh my gosh, that one was a good one too.
It was.
Yes.
It was a simple input though.
Yes.
Too. It was a little different.
Yes.
But it was still a great game.
So I'm gonna open this real fast, guys, because this is my memory of how my dad would buy me the games. So my dad didn't know much about video games, of course, right? But he mentioned always on my birthday that he would always mention to my brother and I what would we want. Basically, there was a magazine, which was EGM. So I would tell my dad that I would like this game. If you want to buy it for me, that would be fine. But this is how I would share my dad, like.
No, like this is what I want.
Yeah, like this one, so he won't mess up buying you a game that I want.
Take this with you to the store.
Yeah. I don't know how I kept this for all these years, but this is from EGM, Electronic Gaming Company. That is how I was able to communicate with my father of the games that we would want to buy. I'm not unboxing this, I just wanted to share that. As a huge fan back then, I wanted to see how good I really was. Billy, I mentioned to you before privately that I would record my gameplay. This is what I mean, guys. This is my original Super Nintendo Street Fighter 2 that I would beat it on hard mode. I would have some perfects, never losing a round to the computer. So that's how I also realized that, hey, I got something special, that if I could beat the computer in hard mode, I could beat any player in the world.
Yeah, the computer in hard mode's pretty tough.
Yes, so that's why my confidence was always so high that I could actually pretend that I'm losing, and I will come back and beat you guys at that time. Maybe that sounds a little bit too cocky, and I apologize, but I just have a lot of confidence.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course, I think this is one of your other favorite games, Billy, the Super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was
introduced 4 new characters.
Yes.
It was pretty cool.
And that one was
updated graphics.
Was that wonderful, memorable intro that we all just enjoyed just looking at. I know I did.
Yeah,
at the arcades.
At the arcades and at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then, of course, as you guys know, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but I did play the Sega Genesis version, which is here, which was a championship edition. I always thought that this was way better if you have the 6-button
controller, yeah.
Right? It would actually rival the Super Nintendo.
It was a really good version.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed. Later on the years, I would actually be able to love this game much more than the original one. I don't know why, but I think because at that time I was kind of biased of just going on Nintendo and not giving these other versions a chance. You know, that's all it was. On a previous video of Street Fighter 6, we talked about my favorite game, which was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is a good game. But I kind of like wanted to rephrase that because I got so many games, guys, and I just simply forgot that yes, it was one of my favorite games, but I think my all-time would be Street Fighter 4, which I forgot to mention, which I have so many hours, but it would rival for
Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Street Fighter Alpha 3 is the one that I played a lot.
That's a good game too.
This is the one that I recall playing so many hours, just like I did with Street Fighter 4. So it kind of rivaled, like which one is my top two. It'll be Super Street Fighter 4 and then this one. And of course my love of the other games, of course it will be there. But playing it on a Game Boy was really odd.
I actually never played that one.
Want to see it? I had to buy this in a different country, guys. I had to get it because I never knew that this came out.
I played it
in the
on
Game Boy
I'm
version.
not gonna lie, I did play it on an emulation system.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
So I had to buy it in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
That's how I was able to get this game. Off of eBay, of course. I got the movie version, the animated. What more can I say?
The animated movie's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I love that movie growing up. I was shocked of how mature it was during that time.
You know what I don't see here is where's Street Fighter 2 the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I'm never going to forget his quote, but I don't want to repeat it because I'm not going to watch that. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
What did he say? Really? Do you remember?
Something about going after
The next Bison wannabe.
Yes.
So again, guys, I got different variations of Street Fighter. I have some sealed games. There was a GameCube version of this game that maybe you might not have heard about, Billy. Do you guys remember this one? This was a really good game.
Yeah, the first Capcom
Really good
versus
game.
SNK
Yes.
was really great.
Yes.
On the Dreamcast,
Yes, correct.
which I actually still have that game.
Oh, for real? And then, of course, playing it on the DS was fun to play people online.
Oh yeah, I did play that game.
I love this game too. I thought that was just amazing. And also, this is kind of like a rare game, by the way, guys. Maybe you guys forgot about this, but actually there was like a 3D Street Fighter, just like other versions of during that time, like the Sega Saturn. Just like Virtual Fighter. This is Street Fighter 3 EX. I thought this was an okay game. I wasn't into it because
it was different.
yeah, it was totally
really,
different.
Really different. Yeah.
Yes, and so then you see other
Compilation.
of like Capcom re-releasing. So yeah, this is the first Street Fighter.
Yeah, that one I don't remember. I know it came out on the TurboGrafx CDs, the original.
Yes, and this is a game that Billy likes to brag about on our previous video that he beat somebody close to my
Cousin.
That's like my best friend in life, you know what I mean?
Cousin.
I was bad at this game, by the way, guys.
I was really good at it.
I was bad at it.
For some reason, I was good at it.
Marvel vs. Capcom here, number 1, I was good at it. The Marvel vs. Capcom 2,
I was really good at that one.
I was okay with it. I was okay, but then this one got a little bit too more complicated. I think for me, it was. I don't like complicated games, to be honest with you, Billy. What about you?
It just depends. I mean, I still like Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
That one takes a lot of complicated combos.
Yes,
To pull off, especially if you're trying to do a super or hyper combo.
correct.
I kind of like to learn how to do that.
Mhm.
I mean, even on Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat has a combat system,
Yeah.
and I like the combo system.
For me, I did my best, and I'm still trying my best to collect every Street Fighter game for every system. But I love playing this on a rare system that I rarely play. Of course, guys, the Sega Saturn didn't do well, but I'm thankful to get this by you know who. He's the one that helped me get this. Remember that? I thank you, Billy, for that. One more thing that I wanted to add was that thanks to my cousin, he actually gave me this.
At one time, I actually had all 4.
You remember this?
I had the Chun-Li version, the Ken version, Ryu. Could have swore there was one more.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Akuma?
I believe so.
I think it was that one.
It's been a while, guys.
Yeah, that was for like the 15th anniversary.
It's from a retro wall, and I got so much tons of stuff there that I still need to look. I got tons of Street Fighter memorabilia, other games that I didn't even share. As you can see, I don't even have Street Fighter 5 statue. Or
No, yeah.
you know what I mean?
that's
So
right, yeah.
there's so much. Not even a collector's package that comes with the
Yeah, with the
reused
black
belt.
belt.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I have
with the
so much.
statue.
Yes,
Mhm.
I have so much Street Fighter stuff. I really love this game. I love this
It
game.
never came out with the other version.
Not even the other version. And I'm like, what happened? It was so good.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Tekken
It
Cross
was
Street Fighter.
so good.
It never happened.
What happened, Capcom? Did you guys forget about
Could
that?
have been Namco. Maybe Namco decided they couldn't do it.
I really enjoy sharing my thoughts about the game itself. There's a couple of amiibos here, but again, like I always mentioned in our previous videos, that if there's any game you'd like us to unbox in our 5-minute Friday video, let us know, and we'll be glad to share that with you guys. And if you guys have any memories of Street Fighter, bring it to our attention, right, Billy?
Yeah.
Because we love to read your comments.
I try to answer every single one.
Yeah, I think that's all I could really talk about. The Alpha series is one of the best ones, and of course the Switch version, it's amazing to play too, because you could play as Evil Ken and Evil Ryu. And also I do have the animated series, but this is the VHS. I do have the DVD ones, but it's just so much to talk about, guys. I sincerely appreciate Capcom doing their best they can to not only revise the genre of the fighting games, but to also compete with other fighting series.
Yeah, there's so many out there.
Yeah, because again, it always comes down to Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter, it seems.
It usually comes down to that.
Yeah.
I mean, Killer Instinct's still going. I saw that Samurai Showdown just came out with another game still.
That's right.
You still have King of Fighters. You still have a lot of different fighting games out
Yes.
there. Last Blue, I think is another one. There's still fighting games coming out. It's just they haven't like really pushed them out there
Yes.
lately. I mean, even Tekken's still around.
I really appreciate talking about Street Fighter, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video.
Alright guys, so like CeeLo said, leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about the new Street Fighter 6 update they gave us and what you're looking forward to seeing. And I guess we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.
Take care, guys.